finally, I'd like to answer the question, why would you need heart work or heart intelligence? And in my life, in my experience, the ability to be okay with what is, or process what's happening through my heart, is no short of miraculous. It has altered my reality, altered my existence. Because life is shit sometimes. I've been through so much pain, autoimmune challenges, fear of death with my health, whatever else. And sometimes life throws at you a load of crap and a load of emotions that we humans really struggle to feel, to be with, to hold. And therefore, because we struggle with these big emotions, because we don't understand ourselves, there's a tendency for one to get stuck in fear with certain emotions. And we're in a relative reality, which means fear on one side, love on the other side. And we can't know the depth of love without experiencing fear. There's 5 core emotions, and we can process those through the channel of love or through the channel of fear. And we've all experienced all emotions stuck in fear most of the time. Not many of us know how to process difficult emotions through the channel of love. So when I say anger can be processed through the channel of love, people go, huh? Are you sure? Really? That's heart work. Knowing how to process difficult emotions through the heart channel. And that's why the ability then comes from the heart intelligence of being okay with what is. Because you know, in a difficult situation, I'll be able to know how to process this instead of it being trapped in fear and resisted and, oh God, it gets worse and built up. It's processed effectively, cleanly through the channel of love. And then the consciousness is you can just be okay with what is. You're quite happy in a crisis. You're okay if a family member is ill. You know how to process grief if somebody dies, because we all do. You know how to process the emotions of meeting the fears of your own death. You know how to process difficult things in life when somebody is perhaps being toxic towards you, when somebody's being difficult, when somebody's stuck. Then you can at least be a vessel for love and helping. Because spirituality has got love off, in my opinion. It's nothing to do with just unconditional love. It is actually, how do you take that anger and process it cleanly? How do you feel into and be that anger so that you can process it through the channel of love? How do you really feel all that is and be comfortable in feeling difficult emotions? That's heart intelligence. And then the world is okay. Everything is okay. Because at the moment in quite a lot of consciousnesses, there is this right and wrong barometer. Because we're in a relative reality, I get it. There's one side and there's the other side. But the limited consciousness tends to stick to, I need to be right all the time. The ego needs to attach to the thing. Whereas the soul likes, I don't know. Let's see. Where am I wrong? What if I'm wrong about everything? Let's assume I'm wrong about everything. I'm wrong about that person's toxicity. They're not necessarily toxic. That person's not broken. My old girlfriend wasn't broken. I was totally wrong about her. I was totally wrong about this. I was totally wrong about that. Let's explore. Let's see what new information is here. So some people's consciousness can understand there is no right and wrong. That's a human concept. It actually doesn't exist energetically. Wrong and right doesn't exist. It's a human concept. Because we're in a relative reality and we don't understand relativity, we've gone, oh, right and wrong. It's not. The reality is the energies of fear and love, and that's all that exists. Love is really the only thing that truly exists, but we have fear so we can experience love. because you need an opposite, otherwise there is just meh, right? But the misunderstanding is right and wrong. So if you're stuck in that and you're like, I can't compute that there is no right and wrong, fine, be okay with what is. And the most effective or helpful thing to do, if you can't take wrong or right off the table, is to assume you're wrong about everything. Rather than try and find, where am I right? Assume you're wrong across the board. Just get comfortable with being wrong. And just go, what if I'm wrong about everything? All of it. And where am I a little bit less wrong? What's working? And I find that super, super, super helpful, because to look for I need to be right is very cutting you off to possibility and really stuck in the old world of power over. And to me, that's what's ineffective about humanity. If you like doing what you're doing, keep doing it. This is just an invitation from my heart to yours to explore alternative routes. And for me, that's the only way to experiment, to explore all the options and then go with your truth. But for those that are saying, but I know already my heart's open and unconditional love, therefore I don't need to explore any depth of my heart, I'd question that and go, but how do you know you don't need it if you're not even willing to try? That you've just assumed from your ego that's something that you don't need. But why not try it and see? What are you scared of? Do you see what I mean? So when somebody's tunnel vision, they won't even try. They say, I know I don't need that, before even stepping into it. That they already tell themselves, I know everything there is to know about the heart. Therefore, I don't need to learn from somebody else's consciousness. And if there really was an understanding of we're all one, then we're each of us doing this dance, and it's not learning from somebody else, because there is no hierarchy of better or worse. There is just, I learn from the God in this person, and I'm exploring all of my parts through them. And that's heart consciousness. Whereas if somebody says, I don't need to learn from somebody else, that's a misunderstanding of unity. That's somebody identified with self, identified with ego, identified with separation. Because there is no understanding of, but actually I'm learning from myself by being with others and taking parts of the whole. Because there's only one of us doing this dance. So if somebody understood that and there was a heart intelligence event, they'd go, yes, an opportunity to explore myself through others, perfect. The person that says, I don't need that, is stuck in division, divide, unity. And that's okay, because there's gonna be both. And my invitation is explore. Explore before you assume that's not for me. Because I feel there's a lot of misunderstanding about what heart work is, especially in spiritual communities, because of the way spirituality has gone in 2023 and the misunderstandings in the spiritual world. There, for me now, the new way is presence. Presence is the new spirituality. Explore what is from the present moment, your truth. And the only way to do that is the depth and the wisdom of the heart. It's not about getting to a certain place, having it open. I hope this lands.